Yeah, baby. Yeah. The Mac is back. Back with another demo review. Hello, the initiated. My name is Marcus Junikala, and today we're having a look at another 0G library. And it's another Ethera library. So let me get this right. 0G Ethera Gold Prometheus. That's the name. I got that right. So if you've been watching before, I'm a huge fan of what they do with these libraries. As mentioned before, I'm not super familiar with all the other 0G stuff, but the Ethera lineup, very familiar with that. I've been using it since Ethera 2.0, and they've come a long way, and I've absolutely been loving the latest editions, and also they keep releasing these at a pretty rapid pace, and to me they seem to be getting better and better all the time. So always excited to see some new stuff come out from them. So this one, to my understanding, is about the male voice. So really interested in in hearing what it sounds like. Few things before we jump further into this. You will only be hearing Prometheus in action, no added effects. I have a limiter on the master bus so that the level is decent for this video. It is a very transparent limiter, so minimal coloration. And when we're dealing with these vocal sample libraries, they tend to get very resonant in certain places. So at some point you might hear some clipping. That is the limiter clipping, unless I'm saying otherwise. So it's not the library. And I will be adjusting the limiter as we go along. If you see me use the mouse here, that's probably what I'm doing. So bear with me as we figure that on the fly, because all of these vocals are going to be sort of different levels. So I need to adjust that. Yeah, all opinions, both in good and bad, are my own. I actually bought this copy because they give a good discount for Ethera, existing Ethera users, and you know, this is good stuff. So I obviously want to support it. Although I wouldn't mind some free Etheras coming my way. But yeah, in any case, all opinions, both in good and bad, are my own. And I think that sort of covers the basic basis, I think. So let me take myself to Studio One, and unfortunately I'm gonna somewhat cover my extremely pretty face, although not as pretty as this handsome strapping lad on the interface. But opening the browser here, this is what you see. So these are the different presets, patches, whatever you call them. And this is the first one that opens up. So it's called Warrior True Legato. And then we have a bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to try and keep this as, you know, rapid paced as possible, so that I actually do this in some kind of a reasonable time frame. And, you know, if something really speaks to me, I'm going to play for it for longer. If it doesn't, I'm going to move on. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or good. I just, you know, everybody has personal preference, and also your inspiration in the here and now. Those change moment by moment. What else? I had some kind of a relevant point to discuss. Oh yes, this is a very blind demo review. Only played a few notes of this preset or this patch just to set the initial levels for the limiter. But other than that, I've only heard seconds of snippets from the demos or the trailers and stuff like that. So I actually got this pretty blind. But I heard some stuff and I was like, okay, that's, yeah, like classic Ethera quality. So yeah, very blind first impressions, first reactions. So first of all, I want to say the interface again is beautiful. Obviously we have this beautiful man here, but yeah, the layouts are pretty simple. They've been getting better over time, because Ethera 2.0 wasn't the best interface experience, and And you know, these are at least with the latest Atlantis interfaces, I feel like they've been getting better. But so it says Warrior True Legato. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so interesting. Again, some of the transitions, you can hear that there's no legato. That comes from my playing. As I said in the last video, I still don't know exactly how the overlap and the triggers with the velocity work. I think Stefano, I think is his name. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. I think the main developer for this Ethera lineups did give me some very good feedback on how it actually works. It's on my previous Ethera demo video, but I'm sorry I haven't taken the time to actually learn that. But the point I'm trying to make, if you hear those weird transitions, it's probably what I'm playing here. So for the most part, you can hear it's really smooth. There's a bit of lag there again, which tends to be the case with these libraries, because you know, it needs to ensure the legato transitions are happening. So you kind of have to get used to that, get used to it. My sample size is only 128, so it should be very fast to play, but it kind of comes with the territory of how they do these libraries. So something to keep in mind if you absolutely don't like that. Surprisingly high range here. You could go a lot lower, Warrior. And then this range gets a bit nasally to my taste, but again, that's a stylistic choice. It's not necessarily good or bad. Typically, I wouldn't go for that tone, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I go with a slightly less nasally tone. This top end is really nice, and there's a bit of that growl there, which is interesting because I don't feel like that same tone was kind of brought into these other two octaves. So it's kind of like round and gentle here. Kind of very loose type of thing. And then you have this kind of pushy nasally, and then you have this growly top end. Kind of that kind of fry and that kind of grit. I really like that breaking up. I have to say that they've chosen to call this Warrior, but I don't exactly like get those vibes out of this. So it's kind of a strange term to what I associate that word to mean. But nonetheless, extremely kind of in a positive way, raw, nice sounding set of different tones, but it does kind of change as you move around. So that's kind of interesting set. Definitely is going to have a time and a place for it. It sounds, I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. It sounds great. It's just doesn't quite match what I would call that, or what I would name that. And it's a kind of a set of its own, rather than being consistent throughout all of these octaves. But yeah, super realistic and very playable, as long as you can get past the lag. Okay, next up we have Dark True Legato. Just checking that it doesn't skip stuff. So we have this intense looking Kratos dude who looks like he wants to fuck up my shit. So Dark True Legato, really interested in seeing how this works. Actually I'm gonna go back here because I didn't check out anything else except one vowel. So I do want to see. So we have these key switches here. Okay. What is that? That's changing. Oh. Legato layers. Okay, so these are what Stefano talked about. I'm sorry if I don't remember your name. I'm horrible with names. As if that's any acceptable excuse. But yeah. Okay, so... Okay. Yeah, so the velocity is controlling the legato layer. Okay, yes, I get that. And then the higher velocity goes to legato layer 2, and then these control oohs, ahs, and ms. So let's play those a bit. So that gives you a bit, the ahs are pretty close to the oohs in terms of if you want to play with the texture. The ms are sort of it's a bit sort of vague and loose to my ear. Not a whole lot of use cases come to mind for me specifically, but again, good to have that utility. A very narrow range there. And obviously the ahs gave us bigger range. No, actually it doesn't. It just sounds darker because they can sort of, I guess, open up the voice a bit there. But yeah. Okay, let's go to the Dark True Legato. Again, no idea what this is going to be like, but let's try it out. Yes, we're doing it, hitting the low notes. So a very nice, dark, full tone. That's a really soft and full sound. It's a bit sort of energetically quite low energy, like a bit sort of underwhelming in that sense. There's a time and place for that. It's not like this is a good or bad thing, but I mean, looking at this intense picture, you'd kind of expect, I don't know, something more edgier. But yeah, this definitely has kind of like a pretty tame tone. Yeah, it is kind of a softer, not as intense tone, which is kind of surprising because usually these tend to be quite epic in many ways. And the previous library had some absolutely wonderful kind of different styled tones as well. But yeah, let's check out Folk E True Legato, and this is apparently by Aquaman or something like that. So let's test it out. Again, it's like, I know it can do that smoothly, but sometimes it's hard to play it. I'm sure you can tweak how it reads that, but yeah. Okay, so this one has that kind of more power behind it. Definitely sort of what I would expect based on the previous libraries. So, and yeah, Ethera Gold, I think 2.0 had 2 male voices or something like that. So this is definitely a bit more akin to that. But yeah, super nice, powerful tone. Okay, we've got Dark Textures next up. Wonderful. Yeah, really like that. Obviously this is not a legato patch, so it's not like super smooth and realistic, but it is done in a way that, I mean, that's very, very, very passable, and maybe tweak the release a bit to kind of fit the music you're writing. But yeah, that's very nice. I love those textures, love those, how the harmonics really collide nicely there. Bit of limiter clipping, let me pull back. I love those kind of cyclical textures. You can really do some cool stuff with that, and it's in fact extremely inspirational. Just, you know, sparking new ideas and that kind of stuff. So you can go into this menu, looks like, and And then you have different textures, I suppose. So sounds like Anu was what we just did. Okay, we didn't do that. Let's do oh, unless that was just what we did. Yeah, that's what we did. So that's kind of, I wouldn't interpret that as oh, but very cool. Again, super inspirational. This is what I loved about a lot of the kind of stuff they did in Atlantis 2, I think. Let me just check that everything's okay with the recording. Yeah, a lot of these kind of I don't know what they would call these, kind of phrase-ish vowel things, but in this textural pattern things. Super, you play it and you hear it and you respond to it and it breeds these kind of creative ideas. So I love this stuff. This is great. Hard to control that clipping once you start stacking the voices. Yeah, that's the limiter. That's how, when most husbands speak to their wife, that's what the wife hears. It's just random grunting. And this is what you sound like when you're completely hungover and trying to form a sentence. This is what your wife hears. And it's especially funny because in Finnish, if you say "ojo," it kind of means like, oh right, like you forgot something and remembered it, that you were supposed to take the trash out or something like that. You're just like, so then again, you're just really, really hungover. And that's when you have all of your friends over as well who stayed the night. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we have a bunch of these here. I love those kind of sparse textures that kind of drop pretty, not randomly, but like at sort of unpredictable points in time. Same thing there, kind of those random flowy changes. Really, really nice. kind of a strange one, but I love that. It puts you in a very specific space of mind. Kind of interesting interval there. Okay, moving on to the next one. High textures. Oh, look at this absolute Chad of a man. That's kind of it would intimidate me if I wasn't if I didn't represent peak male performance and physique myself. So I just kind of recognize my kind when I see that. I just didn't expect him to sound this high voiced. So lovely texture, lovely tone. Obviously you don't want to do too fast movements that are too fast, because it kind of reveals the lack of the legato and therefore sounds less realistic. But if you take your time moving gently, that'll be fine. Just adjust the release. Then we have different textures. This is mantra. That's very cool. Again, the textural movement, and then you can vary the points in which you trigger it, so you could just do it slightly different timing, and that's going to add to the complexity. So something like this. That's a cool, simple way of playing with that stuff. Emotional Ah. Beautiful. Just a beautiful sound. Can get a bit maybe too gluey sounding, but you know, again, depends on the use. Perfect warm blanket texture, beautiful texture, and again, even with this kind of sampling and scripting approach, very playable, very nice. It's stunning. I wish it had a tiny bit more range. I really like working in you know, G sharp. Obviously you can pitch this, obviously I can work in other keys, but it's not just a matter of keys. I feel like it could have a bit more range, like the vocalist has it in them, but I don't know why they restricted that. Sometimes, you know, it's just hard to, once you're sampling and working to glue the pieces together, it just doesn't work. So I don't know, could be for a number of reasons. OO sync is the last one in this one. So that's another interval jump there. Next up, warrior vocal phrases. Okay, so another Kratos looking badass handsome man. And so phrases, so these obviously have a key, which click here, you can see the key, so you know, C minor, D minor, E minor, so you can go based on that, the closest one. Obviously you can also pitch these, but ideally when you pitch things, you want to pitch as little as possible so the difference isn't audible. If you're going for a realistic sounding thing, obviously you can go for whatever you want, and something synthetic or different, who knows, but something to keep in mind. So a good start to go with the key. Obviously these have to be done in a in a time as well, in a BPM, so these ones seem to be either 90 or 120, so that's probably a pretty good happy medium. A lot of music is in, you know, 120, 130. If it's more upbeat, then faster stuff is usually, you know, for 140, 150 or 160, and then slower, probably kind of a common one would be maybe in that sort of 80, 90 range. So these should be catering pretty well to a lot of needs. Obviously these are also stylistic in a certain way, so a certain type of music tends to use these. So, but my experience has been that the choices have been quite educated and good, and if you need to tweak, you can get away with enough stuff. And then obviously you can also vocal stretch in terms of editing, like Melodyne or whatever you use, or just, you know, on the edit table itself. So that's always an option as well. So a lot of stuff here. We're not gonna be able to go through all of these, because if I understand correctly, yeah, all of these have a set of all of these red keys. Well, not all of them. Some tend to seem to be shorter, but you know, C minor 90 BPM. Then we take the second one. It also has a lot of keys. Go to G minor. So that, yeah, a lot of phrases in here. But that's a good thing in my experience, because you do want to, like, okay, let's say, oh, this needs some kind of a phrase or something I can't just play or get. Otherwise, go based on key, go with the closest one, pitch it, and you'll there's so much good stuff in here. Usually I haven't played these yet, but I'm sure they have brought the same thing to bear here. You need that volume so that you can find the stuff you're looking for. But let's do something from the first one. I'll play a few of these and you'll get an idea. I'm gonna adjust the limiter as we go along, so bear with me. So yeah, stunning performances, really well mixed. A few things you might want to, you know, change depending on the mix. But as always, go to the effects rack tab, which is down here, and you can turn. It's called Reverber. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's a new effect, Reverber. So yeah, turn off whatever you don't want to use, and off you go. So yeah, let's play a few more. Let's go to D minor here. And these tend to be, in my experience, kind of paired stylistically together. So if you know like a tone that you're, you know, randomly playing here isn't your thing, then search for a different bank. So you can hear this bank seems to be a lot more aggressive than the first one. But yeah, these tend to have, at least the first one had quite a wide musical diversity, like stylistically. That's a really great thing, because obviously you have a better chance of finding something that fits you. Let's do one more. Let's go A minor, and let's do actually 120 BPM. Oh, hey. Yeah, just beautiful performances, stunning singing, great effects processing. So good stuff. Again, I tend to kind of brush over the phrases because there's just so much to play, but they're stellar things, and you have to work with them in their own way. And yeah, so going into dark vocal phrases, we have a dude that looks even more like Kratos than any of the other options. I guess the face paint kind of nails that. So dark vocal phrases. So again, phrases we're looking at here. Again, here we have the menu. Apparently this is named Poseidon, or these phrases are. So let's play a few. That was limiter clipping, it's not the library. It's kind of a more intimate, rounder, slightly kind of breaking tone there. Really nice to have that kind of option, that kind of an option in your arsenal. Let's do G minor 90. That's a nice example of a bank where you have the kind of similar idea, but it's doing different things so that you can find the perfect one for your section. Oftentimes that's a really tremendous feature when it comes to phrases that you're looking for. So really nice to have that. And, you know, for example, kind of interval jumps, those tend to be really useful sometimes. Because sometimes you just want like, da-da, you want to go from like, you need that one jump and no other vocal. So then you have that at your disposal. So next up, blending E 85 BPM, and we have this Viking Sir setting, and let's listen to what he sounds like. So interesting, you have that interval and coming back. Some of these mid ones sound like they're distorted downright. So I wonder if he just simply, you know, pulled that off vocally. Sounds like there's a bit of like something like a compressor or like a preamp distorting, clipping. Let's turn off this compressor. Okay, so it's not that. Obviously, this is also raising the level, but... It's an interesting set of tools here for that. That definitely sounds very saturated and compressed. So that, it sounds like there's some kind of signal processing going on there, I suspect in the recording phase, because there doesn't seem to be anything here. Okay, cool. Definitely has that kind of, you know, a bit of that Vardruna type of, you know, Nordic, kind of edgier tone with that. Not quite as gritty, but gets gritty enough. Cool. So that has limited utility in terms of what you can do with it, but this seems more like an inspirational patch, like, you know, you take this and it sparks something and, you know, you go with that. Let's see what we have next. So, soft chants builder. Oh, okay. Let's, this guy looks exactly like the Finnish ice hockey player. What's his name? The one who played for Jets. I don't know where he's playing now. Anyway, I guess it's not him in this picture. Beautiful, super playable. The fluidity is amazing, even though it's not like a legato thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we have this builder tab, which last time I struggled with to kind of grasp it. But we have these trigger keys here, I think. So this one... Okay, so supposedly these do... Okay, this one goes always a step ahead. I don't know what that doesn't do anything because the key doesn't have color. This one, I wonder if this... Oh, this goes backwards. Forwards, backwards. And then this star resets it. Goes to the beginning. I don't know. So this page doesn't have the selection for the syllable or the vowel. So effects, yeah, cool. Okay. So this has a sequence of what they're going to sing. And then let's do Oh Lord. Limiter clipping. Yeah, difficult to control the limiter clipping. This range gets a bit synthetic sounding to me, but interestingly enough, I really like it. Obviously not super, like it is definitely passes as realistic with a bit of treatment if you know what you're doing, but I like that. That's So it reminds me of that one patch in the previous one. I think Atlantis 2, there's that kind of this fairy synthetic like voice, which I love. Like, it's just giving me shivers just thinking about it. It's such a beautiful sound. Kind of reminds me of that tone. So they would pair really well together. This is nice. Probably not going to do all of these because we're running out of time, but let's do Egger. Egger? The transitions are really well done. Even though it's like mid-phrase, it does that really nicely. So again, you could, you don't have to stay on Egor. You can, move, let me see. You can move forward to other phrases or whatever you call these, syllables, I guess. Phrase, builder, syllable, thing. This is beautiful. I'm going to use this for something that I got cooking. Probably sometime next year. But anyway, yeah. Super inspirational. Let's do Ogre Tasker. And press this key and it resets that. I'm getting clips here, but it doesn't look like it's the limiter. Could be some intersample stuff, but I think this one is coming from the... And I think I had the same experience with a patch in the previous library. But again, this is not to say it's not the limiter. Let me pull this back a bit. We'll test that. So I definitely couldn't see a clip there on the limiter. Could be intersample peaks, I don't know. Kind of weird one, because one of them definitely clipped. I don't think the other ones did, so I don't know. Could be something on my end. I don't want to misrepresent this, but maybe somebody can test that on their system. Or maybe the developer can see whether that happens. Could also be a number of other things. I'll do one more, then we need to continue. Okay, this is one of those moments when I'm gonna walk away with my hands in the air. That's beautiful. This is like this is really, it's so playable, so beautiful. They're so well thought out in terms of these phrases, and it's just and you can tweak it so much with this builder. Make it go whichever you want. This is so inspiring to me. So the first clip could be something that doesn't show but happens in the limiter. The second one definitely was the limiter. These are so stunning. The texture is so beautiful. They're so emotional, they feel so personal and soulful. Yeah, just S tier stuff this here. I would buy this only if it only had the phrase builder, which again speaks volumes about the value in these libraries. I've said this before about many of them. Certainly Atlantis 2 and probably the one before, and you know, I think Ethera Gold 2 point something. What? Anyway, insane value, and we're not even done here. Where are we going? We're in soft chant. We're not even. Oh my lord, we're not even halfway. So yeah, next up, Ritual Builder. Oh my! Look at this dude. I'm assuming it's a dude. So, sir, Mr. Ritual Builder, sir. I guess I kind of fucked that up. Yeah, looks like a dude. Is probably a dude. But you don't want to assume ritual people's whatever. Okay, so interesting. I only see.
Odira. Kai. Grenzskol. Ooh. Jane. Dublilaus. Oh. Taxa. Kai. Okai. Oh. Latin. Oh. Handeka. Eia. Odira. Kai. Grenzskol. Ooh.
I really wanted to sync one of those oohs. Okay, so this is super fun. So you got one key that is presumably just triggering. Yes, triggering these short phrases, and then you have this menu here. I don't even. Yeah. What? Yeah. Are all of these different?
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. I love these. Yeah, that's really fun. You can do a lot of fun stuff with this. Obviously, it's very processed in a certain way. Very fun. Kind of, you know, ritualistic, tribal, a bit satanic, or a bit, you know, that kind of underworld type of processing.
Latin, oh, Handeka, Latin, Odira, Kai, Grenzskol, ooh.
Yeah, super cool. Again, it seems like there's a ton of different phrase selections here to. Oh wait, okay, I misunderstood. So, yes, you click these, so you can build your own phrase. And when you click it, you can choose what it says there. So these are all the available individual phrases, syllable, whatever you call those. Cool, a lot of fun. So we have Warrior Chants, one builder, and then the BPM. May I say this man looks reasonably like Ragnar from Vikings. Not quite, a bit softer. Still a very handsome man, don't get me wrong.
Drupaleisi grudir. Kire nortus, kire nortus, vara eduiande. Enomi tulus, ona de kun. Ame varas, o cande vanu vara casaus. Kire nortus, raganumi tulus. Enomi tulus,
That is so well done, and it's so playable in how it you know, how the phrases continue into one another. That is just so good. I wonder why it doesn't reset there. I'm sure this has something to do with it. Maybe, or something has something to do with it. Okay, so the sustain pedal here changes steps like this info piece says. Let me play with this.
Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas, ame varas, ame varas. Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas, ame varas. Ame varas, ame varas, ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas, ame varas.
So I'm not sure how I can make it cycle, because now it's just looping this one. I presume these are active, but can I only... I know I can use this here to cycle through them, but I think it was automatically doing it there.
Amen, 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 amen. Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas cobrahu.
Well, I'm sure I will be educated on this, because it was cycling previously and that sounded stunning, so obviously I'd want to know what I did.
Ame varas cobrahu. Ame varas cobrahu. Luvaragat, luvaragat, drupaleis, ikrudir, kirenortu.
So you can do that with the sustain pedal. I don't think I was doing that before. I could be wrong. Any case, stunning sounding. In any way you can program that pretty easily if you can't auto regulate it, but maybe you can. Sounding absolutely amazing. Warrior Chants 2.
Ame varas cobrohu. Ame varas cobro. Ame varas cobro.
Limiter clipping.
Ame varas cobrohu. Ame varas cobrohu. O grande varaganor, luvaraga grondir, drupale ishahus, kirenor tusikrudir.
Super meaty, very kind of warm, solid, bit of that grit. Very nice tone. Again, there I was using the sustain pedal to jump between these ones, so that is kind of pretty fast and intuitive. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this sounds amazing. Yeah, just beautiful tone.
Ame varaganor, drupale ishahus, kirenor tusikrudir, para etunonde, raganumiande, ohona decunde. Ame varas.
So cool. Cool. Next up, Warrior Chants 3. There's so much in this. So much. Okay.
Ame varas koprohu, o kante varakanor, o kante varakanor, trupale ishahus, kiren ortusi krudir, para etunonde.
Yeah, clipping because I'm playing so many notes, but I had to try that out.
Para etunonde, rakanumi ande, nomi turus, ohona de kunde.
Oh, they sound so good. These are super nice. This is probably the best thing to my taste in this one so far. Okay, sustains E. Pretty playable, even though it's only like sustain. I can't see that you can change the vowel here, so you probably can't. But you know, it says E, then you have oo. Again, we're getting that clicking, that clipping. I'm not going to change the buffer size now because I don't know if it's going to fuck up this recording. Could be due to that, so that's also one thing to consider because it's, you know, 128. But I have a pretty beefy computer, so don't really know what that ultimately is. Very nice, very beefy, very warm. Love the texture, really nice. Bit of a limited range. I think they could have pushed a bit higher. Obviously then it's hard to make it sound deep, but obviously you can do things with your voice to kind of accommodate that. But even if it's not super deep sounding, it would be nice to have that bit of extra range. Short crescendo ah. So those are nice to have if you have those specific occasions where you know you need something like that. Okay, so that takes care of the crescendos. Rhythmic breath. Okay, this sounds interesting. The name. So very cool. I love this kind of stuff. It, you know, can really extend. We can, you know, you're doing something rhythmic. Obviously, you want to use the voice, but in a more percussive way. This is just magnificent to have this kind of stuff in here. I wonder why it has two home tabs. It's probably a reason, but I cannot see it. Okay, going to the next one, Ritual Shouts. just put some synth on there and you're done. I really love that stuff. I'm not making fun of it. I'm being genuinely inspired. So yeah, really interesting textures, really nice tones. Again, like so much utility in here, so much stuff. Okay, next up, simple shouts, not shots. You should have like a soundboard at home, and whenever you're mad, you just go like... Yeah, again, like a utility thing, super nice. Sometimes they just exactly give you what you need. Then we have growl in different zones here, so... So kind of this is a really good layout. I like this. Kind of a volume difference as well as a pitch one. So really allows you to kind of like get your bearings on what you need. Very nice. That seems to be the only set that it provides, but again, really nice. Short ease. Nice. Vocal rise. What? I'm gonna need some more volume on that one. I imagine they've been having a lot of fun recording this in the studio. This is pretty bonkers. That's my favorite. You crazy people. So you have a drone generator. These ones previously, you know, whatever similar stuff they did. I remember I really liked this, what it offered in, I think, Atlantis 2. And I was really surprised by how good they sounded. Bit of limiter clipping there. Beautiful, stunning. This is just beautiful soundscapes. Just pretty drone dropping, jaw dropping. I was just reading this button here. Yeah, again, let's do a brief, just a random play of these. It sounds stellar. Beautiful imaging, beautiful vibe, beautiful everything. Let's do a couple more. Although I'm sorry I can't play all of this. This is probably already a pretty long video, but absolutely beautiful atmospheres. Let's do one more. Beautiful. You can make so much dark ambient with this. Yeah, this is the thing. This is what I said last time. Like, these are just so much more. They're obviously vocal libraries, but I mean, you could charge money just for that own thing. Okay, there's a drone generator too, and I'm running out of my ability to pronounce. Where are we going right now? Okay, we're getting closer. So you just get like a second selection of these. Let's just do one G minor. Let's see what happens. Yeah, sounds good to me. Folk cello. What? I thought this was a vocal library. Okay, I have no idea what to expect here, so let's go. So texture, beautiful. Pattern, beautiful. I think they've taken a smart approach here. They have these recorded kind of textures, and you can't really call that phrase. I guess you could. And it's really this kind of pattern texture thing that works so well for the vocals. So they've really, I think, chosen smartly here, because it's so difficult to make realistic sounding playable stuff. So this texture approach really works nicely. So apparently we had cello sustain 85, so let's check out the shorts. Again, lovely texture that could work really nicely somewhere. So we got, says cello loop. Beautiful texture. And again, this is a really great approach. In fact, I think this is probably a territory that is probably under tapped, I would say. Because, you know, Heavy LC has stuff like this. Ethera lineup does have stuff like this. I'm sure other ones as well do, but I now that I think of it, I want more of this stuff. So I better look a bit more for this kind of pattern looping, because it gives you that ultimate realism, and it gives you that inspiration because you have that pattern. Then you start playing with it, and it's kind of a best of both worlds case in that in that kind of an approach. Nice. Because of the harmonics, the texture, the low end gets pretty cluttered if you put harmony in there, but that's kind of your fault as a composer if you don't hear that. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily sound bad, it just sounds what it sounds like. Cool. Let's do, let's do soft. So obviously that looping system puts limitations, but that's kind of the point because it gives you inspiration and gives you that realism. Gironda? I have no idea what that is. I suspect it's that technique or expression. Cool. Love that. Cool. I think we're going to move on so we actually get to the finish line with this. Sound design. Okay. Okay, horrible playing from my part, but I think the one note thing demonstrates this the best. That's really nice. So I got a bunch of textures here. Which I'm not sure, are they doing something? They are, definitely. So I actually really like that texture, that tone. It feels really playable, and it feels like when I'm actually playing something here, I'm kind of feeling the instrument itself, which is always a good thing. Let's check out a couple more. Limiter clipping. I think if you pushed this tone further, you could turn that into its own library and sell it. It wouldn't be probably a very expensive library. It would be kind of a tone thing, like a specific sound. Sell it for cheap. Not that I'm saying they should, I'm just highlighting how much value there is in these ones. And I'm happy they do it this way. Although it's probably hard to market this, having all of these ideas in one. So, okay, that's a thing. Very cool. Probably a bit limited what you can do with that in terms of tweaking, but you know, kind of a really cool extra. But the sound design is stellar, balance is stellar, really, really well done. Percussion, because why not? I mean, okay, these sound really good. Stellar imaging, beautiful balance, nice presence. It's just really, really well done. So you have these elements here and these different sections. So yeah, these sound really, really good. Folk guitar, I mean, what? What? Guitar, okay. Stunning texture, beautiful imaging. It's like you really hear it there. And I love all of that grit, that kind of rattling, all that air. Beautiful stuff. And then you have different loops here. Not many, but still. So yeah, really nice. Yeah, I mean, just like productionally speaking, they sound absolutely amazing. Obviously limited, but these are kind of like extra goodies, and the fact that they're here is just kind of ridiculous to me. It's just so much value. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Like, it's a really unique sound. Again, beautifully balanced, beautiful imaging. The productional quality and the mixing is stellar. It's kind of a weird thing. I would want to go in there and tweak some of the balances of the elements that I hear. Beautiful sense of depth and imaging. If I play it really quiet, I get more of what I'm after. Louder velocity gets a bit aggressive on that front. But beautiful sound. I wish I could dig in a bit more. And yeah, Stefano is okay. I don't know what I said previously, but now I've checked. So produced, scripted, and designed by Stefano. And Clara Soros has made the vocal supervision for this one. Cool. I know that's a great point to, you know, give credit where it's due. Valkyrie Pluck 2. Kind of a different texture. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a dulcimer. I don't know how it's pronounced or even written. So there you go. Organic strings. Gets a bit too much for me. A lot of processing going on as well. We have something called back vocal. So I suspect this is not vocals emanating from your backside, but probably like backing vocals. Okay, quite sure what this. Okay, then we have a builder. You can go in here and so apparently it only has oohs, e's, and ahs, e's, and oohs.
Ooh. Hey, hey, oh, ooh, hey, oh, hey, oh.
Cool, kind of a simple setup here. I'm not sure what that is kind of aimed for because it does that specific thing. And then last, but perhaps not least, the mantra builder.
Barakasunde, 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 bara.
Let me adjust the limiter and actually play in time.
Barakasunde, 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 barakasunde.
Builder works probably the same way. So I'm gonna sustain pedal my way with this.
Hey anne yo, oh anne kare, nakara hey ya, oh hey, oh nande ya, barakasunde. Hey anne yo, oh anne kare, oh anne kare, oh hey, barakasunde. Hey anne yo, oh anne kare, oh hey.
Yeah, very cool. And actually very simple, easy way with the sustain pedal to make those sequences. Yeah, just sounds so fluent and nice. I think, yeah, we did it. Let me take myself to the recording software, and this has been an hour and a half. Well, I mean, I had fun, so it didn't feel taxing. Okay, so what can I say? Well, tremendous value, so much in here. I didn't expect to see a lot of things I did. Phrases, just, you know, stellar. Obviously, my favorite was the kind of the builders with the vowels, syllables, phrases kind of gluing into together and moving inside the builder with the sustain pedal or the key switches, or maybe that one thing where it did it automatically, or maybe I just didn't pay attention. But just absolutely stunning, textural, rich, inspiring, amazing. And again, the phrases, there's a lot to choose from. They are stellarly performed and recorded, so that's good. Kind of has like a utilitarian place, and it can also be inspirational. The legatos, let me actually go back here so I can refresh my memory a tiny bit. I was, I can't say disappointed because I wasn't disappointed, but I expected sort of maybe more power out of these. They are extremely playable and beautiful sounding, but they were sort of more soft and subtle than what I expected. So that kind of took me by surprise. I expected a bit more power, although some of I think the Valkyrie had a bit more of that oomph. And again, this is not a good or bad thing. It's just what I was looking for or expecting. They were a bit different in that regard. Textures were absolutely beautiful as well. Yeah, all these builder things, just S tier stuff. Then you had some utility in the form of the sustains, which I, most cases, won't be using unless I, have kind of backing utility for that. But even in those cases, I'd probably go with some kind of a builder to make the parts a bit more interesting, maybe. Again, a ton of utility from these shouts and grunts and growls and all of that stuff. The drone generator was really, really impressive. Just amazing sound design stuff in there. Really taken by that. And yeah, then you have these interesting added instruments thrown in there, which was really, really good. So all in all, stupid value. So I'd say just go get it if this is something you're going to actually make music with and it speaks to you. Super, super impressive. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be repeating myself here. So stunning library. And again, what I'm so happy to see is that these libraries seem to be getting better and better and more refined, more mature. They keep offering more in this package. And again, what I said last time, I think, is like the marketing doesn't do justice to what you're getting, because you're getting just so much stuff in here. But I think Zero G can really improve on that front, because even the website is a bit cluttered and scattered. So yeah, you're getting a ton, but beautiful vocals in all of the ways that this offers it. I'm gonna call it here. Beautiful stuff. Go check it out. I'm hoping this helped somebody make educated decisions about whether this is for them or not. And let me know what you think in the comments about this video or the library in general. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself. Finished.